Hi everyone, I'm Lala. This is Quarantine But Cute. Before we start the show today, I just want to address you all for a second time. We obviously know everything that's going on, and as someone who is building a community online and in person when we're not, of course, in pandemic, you know, I feel like it's necessary for me to come on and explain how I feel. And for a long time, you know, this has gone on with our friends and our family, and it may be tiny little things, and you know, you don't even almost notice it sometimes when you're not a person of color, and I apologize for that. And as someone who is trying to mind my words as well as be an activist and promote peace, I want you to know that I am an ally, that I have friends from all different backgrounds, that I am half Hispanic myself, even though I present as a white woman and I am privileged and have not walked the same path as many of my friends of color. I am here to help end racism and to be an anti-racist. And what happened was devastating. And for me, you know, I connect through food. That is something that's always been innate in me for my whole life. And today I'm connecting with an amazing chef, Chef Elizabeth from the Norwood Club. She's about to join us in just a second. She may address this issue as well. But in general, you know, we got to think about the simple things. And you know, from the building a community from the ground up starts with stuff like food. So for me, that's how I've always been able to connect with people, was 100% through food. It brings a smile to people's face after they take a bite of something delicious, and you immediately break boundaries and walls, and that's what we have to start doing. So Bake for Justice is my hashtag. I'm looking for people to you know, obviously still be activists in the streets safely with masks and social distancing to the best of your ability. But if you can't do that, and you can bake from home, and you can cook from home, and you can share your recipes with neighbors or online and share your positive points of view, that is a way to connect. So I just wanted to say that before we started today. I'm going to have Elizabeth join right now, and we can continue to talk for a little bit. But thank you for watching, and Elizabeth is going to join right now. I'm going to add her in, and thank you for being patient. Lipstick on my teeth. She's coming in right now.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Oh, you know, just trying to just keep on, you know?
No, I get it. It's been a rough time, but this week with everything is it's really just showing just how this country is just broken
I know.
so many ways. And it's just from, you know, who's supposed to be keeping us safe to, you know, everyone's supposed to have each other's back. And, you know, it's been it's been always, unfortunately. It's just getting filmed more and posted more, and people are made aware of it. But at this point, something's got to be done about it because two people are hurting and just nothing's getting done about it. And people are angry and people are upset. I mean, you know, it's getting to the point where enough, enough.
I know. It's just like unbearable on top of the pandemic, everything else. And for anybody joining, we're briefly talking about what's happening, because obviously it's a major triggering subject for many, and it's important to talk about regardless of how it makes you feel. And we both have a voice, and we're here to not only cook and bring each other together and bring you guys with us, but we are here to make a stance and make a point to talk about the thing. I have cold chills, like just
Yeah.
to talk about, like, I'm gonna cry right now. It's breaking my heart, you know? and I'm not even a person of color. So, I'm half Hispanic, but it's people don't see me that way. It doesn't matter. I've never been um, abused and neglected and put down by society the way your community has. So I'm sorry on behalf of all white people and people who suppress other people. It's horrific.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my best to be an ally, but this is how I know how to connect, through food.
It's the same way that I do, because one reason why I stopped being in the front so much is because, well, one, I just absolutely love food and love the production of it and just love reaching people in that way. But
Yeah.
I'm also in the back. So the judgment, unfortunately, is a lot less.
You mean because you're not waiting tables, you mean?
Not waiting tables, not having to deal with the clients as much as far as the menu planning. I do most of the menu planning, but it's from a production aspect of
Right.
it. Not, let me sit down with them. Let me go through it. Let me present this to them. The presentation part of it, sadly enough, comes off better from the other side. They're more
Wow.
willing to work with a chef who unfortunately doesn't look like me.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of pain right now. It's really hard to talk about. I appreciate you talking about it. And I don't want you to feel alone because I'm just as mad and as embarrassed, to even be associated with that kind of hate.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful. But
Is there anything you want to say to anybody while I'm going to type in the website? It's justiceforbigfloyd.com. You can donate there. If anything, just go check out the website for George Floyd. I'm going to type that in. That was posted by Sean King. And we just got to keep being active while we're at home.
absolutely, we have to stay. We have to stay active, and we have to come together and support one another. But also, with all of the protesting, we welcome the protesting. What we don't we'll never recognize, and that's not our purpose, is the rioting and the looting and the violence going on. We're angry enough and we're upset enough, and we want to do this from a peaceful standpoint,
Right.
not from a place where, causing harm, destroying businesses, burning them down. You're also hurting your community. And that's not what we're about. We want to.
Well, yeah.
So
Some people are saying, don't tell Black people how to protest. If they want to burn shit down, they want to burn shit down. What do you feel about that?
but it's not us burning them down.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We're actually on the line. And I mean, I've watched so many videos, with the looting and everything that's going on. With the looting, shame on anybody that does that. It's just wrong on so many levels. It's not your breaking into people's businesses and burning them down and attacking the business owners for trying to defend their livelihood. It's not your right to do that. If you want to be in the streets, if you want to be on the sidewalk, if you want to march, if you want to dance, if you want to sing, do it that way. But as far
We're gonna cook.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cook and we're gonna bring people together through food, in addition to other things that we're doing as well.
But other than that, no. Just don't do it. Don't do it. You're not helping.
Yeah.
Helping. And if you have your own agenda, I get it. If you're mad at the government or things like that, then you're not standing with us.
Exactly.
And standing together, then having their own agendas, going out and doing that. And then who do you think is going to get the blame for that?
Yep. Well, the only thing I'm going to break, honey, is an egg. So let's talk about what we're doing today, because I know this could go real emotional real quick, which it already has, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we want to create something for people and get people thinking about something else for 2 seconds.
I took your ingredients and I worked out a ratio for it, so I'm going to try that. And then I just have, because this is what I do. And then I just have simple ingredients to kind of mix with it, just to see, because I love making Asian dressings, and I have a really good carrot ginger dressing. But I really want to try this, and I want to see if I got my measurements down correctly.
Okay.
But I'm gonna move.
I'm trying to get I'm trying to get it so you guys can see me right now. Usually it's a little better. Let me just put this up.
Unfortunately, it's the split screen.
I know.
So I got to move my camera back.
I'm getting phone calls. Of course. But okay, guys. So today we are doing 2 of our favorite salads from 2 of our favorite restaurants. Mine is Tender Greens. It came to New York City finally. And my favorite salad by them was the Chinese chicken salad. Today I'm doing it completely vegan. The dressing is phenomenal. And I actually called them like 6 years ago and got all the ingredients. And then I called them yesterday and they were a little bit different. And I sort of figured out the right ratio of ingredients to come up with as close as I could to this amazing Asian salad recipe. So I will get into mine. You tell me what ratio you were thinking about too. We'll start with the vinegar.
So with the rice wine vinegar, I'm thinking a half a cup.
Okay.
So I'm gonna add that in.
Yeah, so you guys, this is like my take on a Tender Greens recipe. And literally, Elizabeth is building it with me right now because I never have the ratios correct. So yeah, I'm just gonna dump mine in. I don't have half a cup, so I'm just gonna put like a 1/4 cup in mine because I've got to save it till I go back to the grocery store. But basically, you're gonna need rice wine vinegar, soy sauce or tamari. I use a little red pepper flake, sesame oil, canola oil, and honey. So we put in the vinegar, then Elizabeth, tell us what we're going to put in next. I love that you're telling me my recipe. This is making me so happy because I couldn't think about measurements right now. So go ahead.
So a half a cup of soy sauce, and I'm using low sodium soy sauce.
Okay, and I'm using, because I do gluten-free, I'm using a low sodium tamari for this. And again, my recipe today is 100% gluten-free and vegan. You can absolutely add chicken or pork or any protein to the salad, but I actually did a Katsu Tofu, which is over here, and I'll show you guys how to make that in a second, or how I made it, I should say. So far we've got a half a cup of soy sauce or tamari. We've got a half a cup of rice vinegar. Then I usually put the honey in next.
That's what I'm doing. And I'm doing a 1/4 cup.
Okay. I'm just going to go do like 2 tablespoons because I'm basically halving my recipe, but your version of my recipe, which is a strange recipe.
I always marinate with it, so I always want to make sure I have extra on hand.
And actually, I take it back. Vegan, honey is not vegan, so it's not vegan. You can do maple syrup with this as a substitute. Okay. So far, I'm just going to whisk in the honey so it breaks up with the vinegar. Vinegar helps break down molasses, honey, anything thick like that naturally. So far, it already starting to smell like it. And then, Elizabeth, I usually put in the red pepper flake right now. I just do like a dash. That's not in the Tender Greens recipe. That's just something I like to add. And obviously you don't need salt because you've already put in the soy sauce. When I talked to them yesterday, they actually told me to do some ginger, which is so funny because when I called Tender Greens like 6 years ago, they didn't tell me ginger was in there. So what I did is I grated about a tablespoon of fresh ginger, and I'm just going to take a little tiny pinch of it and put it in. So I'm doing this dressing to taste. I think it's really important, and I know Elizabeth agrees with me. Chef Elizabeth agrees with me because we both teach cooking lessons. Recipes are great to follow so you can learn your basics, but it's so important to taste and learn as you go. So,
Very important. All right, so I have, and this is actually coming up.
So after the ginger in, I'm going to put a dash of sesame oil, like a spoon.
I'm
as needed.
I'm actually going to do a mixture of canola oil and sesame oil.
Okay, great. I just did sesame oil, and now I'm putting in the canola oil. The canola oil is like the base, so I'm definitely putting at least half a cup in mine.
Yeah, I'm doing a half a cup. That's the full ratio, but I'm blending the two.
Okay. Oh my God. Sesame oil, you guys, is just, oh, yum, 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 yum. It smells so good. I'll show you guys what it looks like so far. It's got that really nice honey color.
Yep. And then here's mine.
Yummy. Ooh, there it is. Who doesn't love sauces? I'm a sauce whore. I need sauces and dressings on everything, girl. So this is starting to really smell like it. Then I'm going to put in like a tablespoon or two of cilantro. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of chopped green onion. Yep. And you can put peanuts in it, but what I find that happens when you put peanuts in the dressing, as you know, but for our viewers, they just get really soggy after a day. So what I'm going to do is I've already chopped up this beautiful salad, as you can see. I've just got romaine. Normally I would use like Mizuna, which is a very specific Asian lettuce. That's what makes this tender green salad so good. But because I don't have access to that, this is my version. So I've got chopped carrots, avocado, cucumbers, red pepper, cilantro, romaine, and red onion. And there's green onion in here too. It's already mixed in with the romaine. And then instead, like I said, of putting that peanut dressing directly on it, I'm just going to go ahead and put some peanuts on my salad for later. And then what's your little twist? What are you going to do?
So mine, it's just going to be simple for now because I definitely want to get this dressing down.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to take some of this dressing and make marinate some chicken for later.
Look, I have pretty colors for you.
Oh, yes.
I love it. Yes. This would be really good marinated chicken. So I'm just going to do a little taste test because I know when I hit the mark immediately, as you do too.
Yeah. You can't stop eating it.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It needs to be, I'm going to season it with a little black pepper. And again, you guys, you just got to taste as you go. And I'm actually going to give mine a little bit more vinegar. I'm from the South, so I love pickled everything. I love tons of vinegar. Like, you can't give me enough vinegar, honey. I love salt and vinegar chips. I love salt and vinegar anything. Okay. Woo! I know. Don't worry, my hands are clean. I'm going to go wash them really quick. Another thing, too, I was going to say about building salads, because I feel like you eat so much healthier, when you prep your salad properly and you give yourself a ton of sides and toppings and you prep that for the week, right? So I have some leftover brown rice that I had made with soy sauce and sesame seeds. That's another thing you can add into this dressing are sesame seeds that you toast or sesame seeds that are already toasted, because obviously that's going to complement the sesame oil and it's like an essential Asian moment. So I have leftover rice. I'm actually going to put the rice directly into my salad.
And this dressing, when you got it at Tender Greens, was it emulsified or was it just whisked together?
No, it's pretty emulsified. I mean, it definitely separates a little bit because oil and vinegar do that. But yeah, like you definitely have to mix it up, you guys, really well. But it definitely looks like this. And honestly, I had never added the ginger in before till today.
Yeah.
And that grated ginger really helps. And I may even add just like a little bit more. And that's the thing about dressings, you guys. Once you get the basis of any dressing, which is typically mustard vinegar or honey vinegar, you can add your acid, your lemon, your lime, whatever to it. But you've got to mix the sweets and the acidic together and then add in your fats. Ooh, this looks good. Honestly, I'm not even joking you. This smells just like it. And you don't need a lot of sesame oil. You don't want it to overpower the salad. But this is like, I could drink this. Like, I want to drink it. But I'm not going to do it.
Once the cilantro starts to the dressing,
Yes.
that nice, just like mellow flavor. It's so good.
It's so good. And I'm going to show you guys close up. Use your leftover rice. Use your leftover farro. It's so nice on salads. Like, I get crazy. I put dried fruits. I go nuts. I put tons of herbs in my salad. I've got cilantro all up in here. If you don't like cilantro, use parsley. If you don't like parsley, use chives. There's so many options.
Yep.
So, really quickly, before we move on to your dressing, which I'm very excited about, I experimented with some Katsu Tofu.
That's great.
I'm really excited about this. And honestly, it's baked, so it's super healthy. So what I did, for anyone who's never used tofu, when you take it out of the container, it's a big block, right?
Okay.
So you have to put a book or something heavy on top of it, covered with aluminum foil or plastic wrap, and let it drain out all the water and stuff from the tofu. So I did that for like 2-3 hours. Okay. Then I sliced it 1/4 inch thick, and then I dredged it in cornstarch, which is like my favorite thing because of you. What'd you say?
Your new thing now.
I know. I dredged it in cornstarch with a little bit of onion powder, you know, very light. Then I dredged it in 2 eggs that had onion powder, salt and pepper. Onion powder, salt and pepper, and everything. Sorry. So cornstarch, onion powder, salt, pepper. Then in the next bowl, you're going to have 2 eggs with same thing, onion powder, salt, pepper. And then in the third, you're going to have panko breadcrumbs, not like, you know, toasted ones, completely raw, with salt, pepper, onion powder. So dredge cornstarch, egg, then do the panko, let it drip off, and then I just sprayed a baking sheet with aluminum foil and baked it at 425 for 15 minutes. These are amazing.
I will have to try that.
I sent you the recipe, I think, last night, right?
Recipe, yes. So I'm gonna definitely have to try it because I have tofu in my fridge. So
yeah, and it's so funny because like tofu, you get really into it and then you get really sick of it quick if you don't find like a good recipe for it.
Definitely.
I'm gonna up my game on the spices on this next time and put more than just onion powder. It definitely needed a little more, but it's perfect.
Actually, I would take this dressing before you add the oil in.
Marinated in it. Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I will do that next time. But for today, it's just gonna go, and I can chop this really nicely, but just because I didn't think about it till right now, I'm just gonna go ahead, move my little avocado moment here. And this is kind of like my little vegetarian, almost vegan salad. I mean, look at that.
Great. Absolutely great.
So now let's talk about your favorite restaurant. Or wait, did you try the dressing?
I did. It's delicious.
You love it.
Yes, I've had 4 spoonfuls of it already.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice because I'm just yapping. Sorry. And I'm also really jealous of your apron. Wait,
Oh,
what'd you say?
you were talking and I was like, uh-huh. Yep.
I love your apron. Where is it from?
I got it on Amazon years ago.
I love it.
And I have
I
another.
miss mine. I have a denim one like that from Blue Cut Aprons. They sponsored me before. They're amazing. But all my aprons are in New York. So if I get something on me, I get something on me.
This one came from Amazon, but my other one that's like this and it has the leather straps, I got that from Chefworks.
Oh yeah. Chef Works represent. Okay, so now that we have done my Asian salad with Katsu Tofu, with this amazing interpretation of tender greens, Asian chicken salad dressing, now we're going to talk about your favorite restaurant, and I'm going to make your favorite dressing from a restaurant that closed down.
Yes.
Tell us.
And actually, I spoke to my mom, and they're actually doing takeout and delivery right now.
Really?
Yes. But as far as like in the restaurant being open, that's kind of up in the air. But the son has taken it over, and they are they're open for the moment, just takeout and delivery. So,
But that's good to know. I mean, you thought it was closed forever, didn't you?
I know, yeah. That's why I was like, because anytime I would go visit my parents, it was just kind of like some Greek food. Let's go to our favorite. But there were a couple times that we went and there was no sign of life, and then I heard that they had closed. Maybe they were renovating, but anytime my parents have gone back for shopping and things like that.
Oh, I am praying for all the restaurants out there that are struggling.
I don't know what this city is going to look like.
I don't know when I'm coming back.
I know.
Crazy. But
my dressing is from a place. It's a Greek restaurant called Simeon's. And Simeon's, yes. Their dressing, it's all based from a spice mix. They use this spice mix to season with. They use it to marinate. They use it to just serve with some warm pita for dipping purposes. And this is their main dressing. It's amazing.
I'm so excited. I just made pita, flatbread, and heroes from scratch this past week.
Well, you can use this as kind of just like as a side, just like, you know how they put like oil and bread together?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. It's so good. And it's the base is paprika. Yeah, that's perfect. Yep.
Dude, you guys, the smell of this is like just Greek garlic heaven. I don't even know how to explain. Oregano is everything. It's such an underused spice in households unless people are making like spaghetti. But I use it in everything.
I use it in everything as well. I love oregano. I love basil. Oregano, it goes so well in so many things.
I know. So let's talk about making why I made this big of amount.
That is going to be it's now your base spice mix. I marinate my chicken breasts in it. So
I love
chicken breasts, and then I'll just coat them in olive oil and just kind of let them sit.
Okay.
Do my souvlaki with it. I make with it for kebabs. It's just something so good to have on hand. And this is also just now like our basic house dressing here.
It's so good. It's a step up from what I was making for my sweet potatoes, which was just garlic powder, salt, pepper. You know, but I like the paprika.
With potatoes, you'll eat everything. You'll just eat everything.
I need to stop eating everything. That's for sure. Ooh.
You and me both. But right now, and my dog and Cliff, so that's about it. But I asked them what it was, and then you start to taste, but because they grind it up, it just looks like salt, pepper, and something orange, and I wasn't sure what it was. Right. And finally I asked, and I was like, what's the main spice in there? What's making it red? And they were like, oh, paprika. Just kind of nonchalant. And I was like,
I know. Paprika, just like oregano, is such a like underused spice. But I went to Hungary. I went to Budapest, and yeah. I always had paprika and stuff because I'm obsessed with deviled eggs. But the way they use paprika on chicken and everything is like game changer.
But just having this on hand, because it's a cup of olive oil. It's a quarter.
Start making it while you say it.
So you're gonna add in a cup of olive oil. Actually, first add in a quarter cup of red wine vinegar.
Okay.
3 heaping tablespoons of your spice mix, and then you're gonna whisk that up.
All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the rest of this. That's exactly a quarter cup. And then I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons.
3 heaping tablespoons.
Heaping. I love a good heaping tablespoon, girl. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then what?
And then just give that a whisk.
Okay.
And then you're gonna add a cup of olive oil.
Okay, I'm just gonna show everybody what this looks like so far. I love that it's kind of pasty. You could just do what you did here without oil for the marinade, right?
You can. No. Actually, without adding the vinegar in, just take the spice in general and just kind of like just dry rub it in, and then olive oil.
Holy crap, you guys! The smell of this just with vinegar, and it like opens up all those spices. Oh my God, get in my belly. I said my mouth, so my belly. Okay, so now a cup of olive oil.
Yes. And then you're just gonna whisk it together. And if you want to thin it out a little bit because it's too thick, you can always add a little bit more vinegar. You said that you had just that amount of vinegar. You can add a little bit or water. You can add just a little, thin it out if you need to.
I have a slow spout here.
Yeah.
So tonight, what are you gonna put on your salad? Do you already have it made?
I have some chicken breast. I'm gonna marinate it probably for about an hour or 2.
Ooh,
and,
yeah.
I'll make another salad for Cliff. And I have some sliced almonds and stuff like that. So I'll make just a basic.
I love it though. It's so nice to cook for people. Like that's what brings me joy. I mean, I love eating, of course. But I actually think I love feeding people and giving food away more. And after this, part of my Bake for Justice is we have not met our neighbors. And they have probably lived there for a while now. And my mom and my stepdad are a little private. Mm-hmm. They're very open and lovely, but like they're not necessarily like, here's a casserole, welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah. So my mom was like, oh, since you're making all those cookies, you should go and bring some. And it sounds silly and trivial, like, oh, we all do it, but do we really? How many people really
not anymore
for their neighbors that you don't know?
Not anymore. It's not the neighborly way. Everyone kind of stays in their home, minds their business. If there's ever an effort to say hello, they'll make the effort, but other than that.
Yeah, and I can't get down with that anymore. I'm such a open person. I love to connect with people. I have no secrets. Like there's, and not everybody's as outgoing as me. Like I totally understand that. But like, I really truly believe we can heal the world through, not only heal your body through food, but connect. And like, no one can deny an amazing cookie.
No.
Absolutely. I don't care who you are.
Like, oh, you make cookies? I will try those cookies.
Exactly. So that's why I created Bake for Justice, because I didn't know what else the hell to do. and I'm just gonna go and meet new neighbors, and whether they like me or not, or they deny my cookies because it's COVID and pandemic, I don't give a shit. I'll eat those cookies, or I'll go and send some to somebody else in a different state that really wants them. It's like we've got to start small before we can go big, and that starts in our communities, right?
Yep, absolutely. It's not this situation is not going to fix itself overnight.
No.
I'm praying that enough voices are heard that change is coming.
Well, something's coming, and I really hope that it's for the better because
we're on level 6 of Jumanji, whatever that means.
I know. I know. This looks amazing, though. I have to say, you guys, the smell of this dressing. How long does this last?
You can, as long as it stays in the refrigerator. Obviously, when you put an olive oil based dressing in the fridge, it's gonna congeal a little bit. So before you serve it, just leave it out.
Okay. Exactly.
But
the Asian one doesn't congeal as much, I think, because of the sesame oil.
This one won't as much because it's a thinner dressing. This one's thicker. Again, if you need to add water to it or add a little bit more vinegar, you can.
I love this. I'm actually going to do like a split version tonight. I think I'm going to make 2 bowls for myself of the salad, and then I'm going to put the dressing on half of one and then another one with your dressing. This looks so good.
That's I normally when I serve salad, it's just a basic Greek salad, olives.
Yeah.
Usually do like katamari olives, carrots, tomatoes. What do you call them?
I usually do like red onion, cucumber, all that. I know, girl. It's a distracting moment. I appreciate you so much for coming on because I feel the same way. And like, I have to do another show after this for Next Gen Chef in Mezcal Verde, and I'm excited. But at least we have remorse about it. At least we're not like other people who are not saying anything. I don't want to be that person.
There's a pepper.
In the salad?
Yeah.
Oh, pepperoncini.
Yes.
There you go. I literally live off Greek salads, and I make I created this. It's like an Olive Garden salad meets a Greek salad.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I've been making a homemade Olive Garden dressing that I found online. So
I found a couple. There's still something missing in the one that I pulled up, but I was like, I'm gonna get it because I'm not buying the bottled stuff in the store. That's just not happening. Ever.
Well, I bought it, to be fair, so I could taste the flavors, and then I started making it on my own, and it's so much better on your own.
So much better because it's just not overly processed. Anything that sits on a shelf and has an expiration date from 5 years from now is not normal.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big change out of this whole quarantine business and pandemic is that a lot of us are going to be, I think our communities are going to grow stronger, but I also think that we are going to be cooking at home more than ever because after 3 months of cooking your own food, I know you may be tired and exhausted, but you know what's in it.
Yeah,
you feel better.
It's just better, and it just digests better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on today. We're obviously going to do more stuff together in the future. Please check out Chef Elizabeth. She's amazing. You can click on her profile. She teaches Zoom cooking lessons, as do I. My company is called Devour NYC. That's my other hustle besides acting. And cooking has been saving us. It's been connecting us. I hope you guys out there try these recipes. If you have any questions or you want to see something on the show, let us know. Chef Elizabeth's General Chow's cauliflower that I made last week was such a hit that we made chicken from it. We made a sesame cauliflower this week. Like, I'm obsessed. Your food is fantastic.
Thank you. And my class, I teach a Zoom class every week through graywellness.com.
Yes, GRAE, right?
GRAE, wellness. Yep. And I normally do every week. You just have to click my picture and just click the link in the bio, and it'll take you right to the page. At the moment, you can do $25 a month, or you can do $5 a class and just drop into whichever class you want.
That's amazing.
It's introductory. It's, you know, for people that are cooking at home and are like, I don't know what to do with this. And anytime I do, right now I have a small class, but I would love to see it grow because I love showing people, you know, the different things that you can do with food, and you can do it yourself at home and it's easy.
I know, and it's like even being a chef, like I said, I hadn't been cooking as much because I was acting, and I really have had so much time to hone my skills, and the things that I've created in quarantine, I've been sharing with all of you. We've been making recipes together. I've been making recipes with other chefs, and expanded my whole mind in a way that I don't think I would have ever had time to do because, you know, you have someone to cook for in your house. I'm currently cooking for my parents. I think if I had just been alone, which nothing against anyone being alone, but it's really hard to bake and do these elaborate recipes. But stuff like this, salads and fried tofu, I mean, this is easy. You can do this for one, for two, for whatever, you know? So there we go. But see, people what?
Make a bowl of salad, enjoy.
I mean, don't hate on salads, right? There's so much you can do with it to where it's not boring. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. And we will connect again soon. Thank you guys so much for watching Quarantine But Cute. And we have another amazing show coming up Wednesday with director Krista Roberson. She's directed shows like Greenleaf and works with Oprah's network OWN. I'm just really excited to have people like you on who are amazing at what they do and just want to connect. So thanks again for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you again for having me.
I'm going to go try your dressing.
All right, enjoy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.